Hello, everybody. A few weeks ago, I was at a conference where a head of sales of a company was speaking, and he was talking about how um, salespeople do inbound and outbound lead tracking, and how when it's either way, they try to find a problem to solve and then make a product that solves that problem and then try to sell that solution to the potential customers. Well, I was sitting to that presentation. It dawned on me that the sales process is the same, almost same as looking for a job process, right? When you're looking for a job, you're trying to sell your skill sets and your time in the future to this prospective company. It's the same thing, same ideas fly. So when he was talking about all the strategies and the counting and all the leads and how they solve problems and how they design the product based on the problem, all those strategies actually apply in job search. So when you're looking for your first or second or third DevOps/SRE jobs, these strategies actually do apply. So I want to talk about that today. So first of all, when they try to make a sale, the leads can be inbound or outbound. Inbound means somebody reached out to you saying, "Hey, do you have something that does this for me?" Right? Outbound is when you already have a product, you go out and try to sell the product that you have, maybe a cold call or whatever marketing process that you have. In this call, in this talk, I'm not going to talk about the outbound. Outbound would be like applying for jobs. I want to talk about the inbound leads. So how does that fit into any of this, right? So inbound in this case is really when you're waiting for people to hit your LinkedIn page or some recruiter reaching out to you, that kind of thing. But we'll get to that in a minute. But first of all, I want to tell you what the salespeople do with inbound leads. First of all, they track them. They say, how many inbound leads are we getting per day, per week, per month? It tells them how close their product is compared to the market need. If there's no good match, they're not going to get a whole lot of leads inbound. If it's a good match, they're going to get a whole lot more leads, right? So that's what they do. Now, what they do is they go through different phases. First phase is define the problem. So let's say Netflix, right? When Netflix came out, the problem they're trying to solve was um, people having to go out to the video store to rent something, and then when you're done, moving it back and late fees and whatnot, and it's not very convenient. If you could watch the movie, rent the movie online from your computer, that would solve that problem. So that's the problem or the need that they were trying to solve, right? Then the next phase is find a solution to that problem, and that solution in this case happened to be online watching video with a subscription, right? So there's your product. There's the solution they're trying to put. All of this I will tie down to job searching and DevOps and SRE in just a few minutes. So bear with me while I go through this. So the next step is when you have a customer, you negotiate pricing and negotiate whatnot, right? This phase after that is you agree verbally, and then typically people take time to sign. They have to go up. The customer may have to go up to the director or whatever to get signed. That's the sales process, right? So how does that um, match with when you were looking for a DevOps job, right? So first of all, phase one, find the needed problem. So that's already done because there's already companies out there who needs people like you doing DevOps and SRE skills that solves a problem for them, automating things, making operations smoother, making CI/CD pipelines smoother. All of these problems will be solved by your skills, right? Your skills are the solution to that problem. So that part is already done. Second phase, evaluating phase, where the customer evaluates what you have that is solved. So this is the interview phase, right? So when you're interviewing with the potential employer, he or she is evaluating whether or not your skill set will actually solve the problem that they're trying to do. They might need particular tools and skill system tools or Kubernetes or whatever, right? Or they might have need for somebody who has X years of experience, or somebody who has had development experience and whatnot, right? So their need, does it match your skill set? That's the interview process, which is why so many interviews don't end up successful, because it's not a good match. It's not necessarily that you are not a qualified candidate. You might be, but not for that role, not for that company, not for that company culture. So they're evaluating based on what they need. So when you get rejected, it's not necessarily because you're not good enough. It's just not a good match. I've seen that firsthand from both sides of this, right? So that's the second phase. The next phase is when there's a match. So they think they like you as a candidate, they want to make you an offer. So you go through negotiations, right, of salary and benefits, and then eventually you sign. So you see, the process is the same. So now, how does that help you when you're doing the search? So again, we're talking about only inbound, not outbound. In inbound, what you're looking for is how many people are reaching out to you in LinkedIn and otherwise, asking for whether or not you're interested. That's your product match. That's your second step. That tells you how close you are to the market, right? So if nobody's coming to you, that probably means that your profile or your skill set or your experience is not a good match for the current market, which is exactly what happened to me 7, 8 years ago. The skill sets that I had were not a good match, so it took me a year plus to get a DevOps job, right? The pain from those years is what is why I make this video, because I want to help people going through the same thing, right? So once you if you're not getting a lot of hits, that means you're not putting out the right things in your profile, or maybe you don't have them, maybe you have to go learn them, maybe you need certification, whatnot, right? So again, the point of this video is that you measure how many hits you're getting in your LinkedIn profile or through your email or phone calls. And if possible, keep track of how many you're getting over time. Is it decreasing? Is it increasing? By the way, one trick that I used and I still use for other people who I help with is typically recruiters come online on Monday and look to fill positions, and they just came out. The Monday morning, X number of companies um, put out a job description, and the recruiters go to fill it. So Monday afternoon or Tuesday morning is when you get a spike in your request, right? So typically, if you're open to work, I would take down the open to work sign on Saturday maybe, and on Sunday I would put them up again, because then when the recruiters look for somebody like you, they see, oh, this guy just came online, so I'm going to go after him or her. All right. So I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please like and subscribe. I appreciate that, because that helps me with YouTube's algorithm, and I will see you next time.